Murder, crime, and chaos. These are words you will associate to David Fincher's films as a director. In an increasingly cruel and corrupt world, Fincher rose to the top of the cinematic community through his specialization in thrillers and his distinctive directing style. As a fan of Stanley Kubrick's discipline in imaginative world building, Fincher solidifies his legacy with the cold clinical aesthetics in films that directly explore the themes of the reality behind love and relationships.
Oh, cunt. I'm the cunt you married.
Death and suicide, dissatisfaction, and the quest for the truth.
It's a ballet between so many different people, and to me that's the thing, is to make it all coalesce, make it all look effortless.
David Fincher's career started in 1984 when he shot his first work for the American Cancer Society called Smoking Baby. One can already see the origins in Fincher's film style in the shocking and unholy image of a smoking fetus. His work on previous works ranging from earlier movies in the 90s, such as cult classic Fight Club,
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
neo-noir crime thriller Seven,
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
and mystery thriller The Game, to recent hits such as psychological thriller Gone Girl, biographical drama The Social Network, and mystery thriller Zodiac, gave him the reputation as a true auteur. Fincher is known for his unconventional characters and plots. The fantastical and psychological characteristics in his films truly solidify him as an unconventional but extremely successful director. David Fincher films are very easy to identify. A definitive feature of this film is the fact that his worlds play in two colors, blue and yellow. His films are either incredibly saturated with warm tone or washed down with dark lighting and cold tones, establishing character and furthering along the themes of his movies. In his recent successful movie Gone Girl, about a married couple in which the wife Amy frames her husband for murder, the scenes introducing Amy in the first half of the movie is exclusively saturated with yellow. This not only makes the audience sympathetic to her character and construct an image around Amy that she is kind and warm, it also makes the revelation that Amy is a murderous psychopath later in the film to come as a shock. The film also introduces Nick, the husband, in a saturated blue color, making the audience subconsciously dislike Nick and later be sympathetic and shocked when he is revealed as the actual victim. This plays into the idea of relationships and the quest for truth. Cinematography-wise, he loves using wide-angle shots many times to convey the loneliness of his characters. He also likes using stabilized shots and rarely ever uses handheld camera because he likes the idea of the camera being the fly on the wall. For most of his movies, they would only have one or two handheld shots. This leads to a lot of fluid tracking that takes any personality at all from the camera, which allows the audience to be a silent observer on the characters at their most stressed or vulnerable moments, effectively including the audience in how the character feels. Another example of how Fincher manipulates the camera is in Gone Girl, when the camera does a crane up after Amy returns home and collapses in Nick's arms. This is done to imitate movies in which the hero rescues the heroine. The camera moves like this because Amy wants society to believe that, like these romantic movies, her and Nick's story is a fairy tale. This enhances the idea of relationships and the deceit within them. Fincher also loves employing high contrast lighting, and most of his films have scenes in which the characters are brightly lit. This method not only expands on the theme that the world Fincher's characters are in is a dark and disturbing place, it also makes the audience pay more attention to what's happening. For example, Fight Club is a movie about a middle-class narrator and a man named Tyler Durden, and they're journeying to create fight clubs for men who believe that they are being dominated by the materialistic society. In this grungy movie, the light rarely hits the faces of the characters, furthering the idea that once they are in this club, they are sinking deeper into a world of darkness. Furthermore, one is revealed that the narrator is the same person as Tyler, and he has dissociative identity disorder. The lighting never directly hits their faces, only the sides. The lighting adds to the mystery of the film and the scene, as well as furthering along the idea of seeking for the truth, as the narrator is literally being kept in the dark. Fincher knows when to go for close-ups and does this very carefully. For example, in The Game, a film about a wealthy businessman, Nick, who is being thrust into a game, an elaborate and deliberate manipulation of people and events around him, bringing him danger. Nick has to be paranoid at every second because he never knows when the people behind the game will create a new disturbance. Therefore, Fincher uses this expectation that the audience has in order to trick the audience. He will do close-ups of random objects or people, which makes the audience think that they are important, while throwing the audience off of the real incidents. It keeps the audience constantly on edge as they absorb every detail and eventually gets thrown off by the real event. Often you'll find the use of computer-generated images in his films, sometimes just to add to the mise-en-scène of the scene and develop the background, other times to symbolize something happening in the film. This technique is rampant throughout Fight Club. Around the point where Tyler suggests destructive activities called Project Mayhem, the camera starts shaking and the frames of the film can be seen. This suggests that the movie is now getting out of control and disintegrating. From that point on, whatever happens cannot be controlled. All in all, David Fincher is often regarded as one of the most prominent directors of the 21st century. His films radiate darkness and frightening storylines. In order to achieve his distinctive style, many of his films have 10-hour footages just 1 hour screen time. His meticulous nature and eye for detail all come together to make an incredible cinematic journey, highlighting the world through David Fincher's eyes.
I think people are perverts. I've maintained that. That's the foundation of my career.